I used to think when people were like, oh my God, it's the best day of your life. I was like, yeah, sure. Like, it's your wedding. Like, calm down. But now that I've done it, I'm sort of like, okay, like maybe they're right. Maybe it is the best day of your life. Hello, everyone. My name is Thor, and welcome back to Anthropology. Thank you for joining me in today's video. I hope you're all well. I have an exciting one, not really fashion related, well, fashion adjacent, but I'm going to be talking about my wedding. I know I teased a little bit about like my wedding preparation, obviously the engagement video, but given that this is a bit more niche, it's a bit more personal, I wanted to really give some space, think about what I wanted to do, and then go from there and make this video for you all, for all that are interested in how my wedding was, what we wore, what we ate, where the venue was, any of the photos, just what I'd recommend. And if any of you are in the process of getting married and want maybe some advice, things that I learned, this video is for you. This is going to be very long, chit-chatty, not really any strict guidelines or chapters. It's going to be rambly, so grab a drink, put me on in the background, get your laundry, and without further ado, let's get into it. So, my wedding took place on January 10th of this year, 2025, 01/10/2025. Robin and I, my husband, are very into numerology, and we loved the 01/10/2025. It equals like 1 plus 1 is 2, and then 2025 equals 9, 2 plus 9 equals 11, 01/10, 11. So we're very into ones and nines, the beginning and the end of numerology. So we decided to pick that date. Also, it's kind of interesting if you look at it from like a month perspective, because our engagement was in October of 2023. Our first date was November 2017. We made it official in December 2017, and we got married in January 2025. My other finger should be there. So 4 dates, basically cycling through end of fall, early winter. Those seem to be the dates for us, the quadrant that we like to live in. So that's why we decided to pick that date, and it just also worked for family and all of that. So starting off with the venue, this is what we got done first. We live in Vancouver. We decided to get married outside of Vancouver because the venues are crazy. Like, I feel like this is anywhere, it's not just to Vancouver, but anytime you're looking for like a wedding venue or a venue to host a wedding, it just becomes ridiculous in terms of expense. There's like a wedding tax where everything is like 20% more. So we wanted to find a venue that was all inclusive. So where we wouldn't have to figure out vendors. We would just essentially have to go pick from a pre-selected assortment of things, sort of like an all-inclusive vacation, and then just arrive on the wedding day essentially. So we went with Newlands Country Club and Golf Course in Langley, BC. For all my Vancouver locals, it's a very popular place for graduations, proms, banquets. And we felt that it was a really good fit for us because they offered 7 different ballrooms. We picked the one called the Conservatory because it had beautiful glass windows and a ceiling. We were able to put fairy lights sort of all the way around. It was so beautiful. I include pictures throughout so you can see, but it was really beautiful. We went with them because they did everything, and they truly did everything. Like, they were our photographer for engagement photos and for the wedding. They were also the wedding day coordinator pre and day of. They also did all of the design, setup, takedown, all of the food service, alcohol, cake, DJ. I'm trying to think. The only thing they didn't do was the officiant, so we had to find an officiant for that, but that was like totally chill. But pretty much everything was organized by them, and it made it super easy and not stressful for us. Because a lot of our friends were like, oh, how's the wedding stress? How's the wedding? Blah, blah, blah. Are you stressed? And we're like, not really. Like, they're managing everything. So if you are in an area that offers all-inclusive weddings, definitely check them out. I feel like people can discount that because there's like a lack of personalization, or it seems like lazy, or whatever it may be, the preconceived notions about it. But honestly, it was an amazing night. They did an amazing job, and it was super easy for us. So what more is there? We decided to have a later ceremony. Our ceremony was inside around 5 p.m. So it was a bit darker. And given that it was January in Vancouver, it was dark as hell at 5 p.m. So we did photos outside around 3. We were worried that it was going to rain, but it actually didn't. We got some really nice outdoor photos, which was beautiful. And then because we had fairy lights around the whole sort of entirety of the space, because it was so dark, we got really nice twinkle lights in the background of all the photos, and it made it feel really, really magical. We had a fairly small wedding. For those that have been on this channel a while, you'll know there's family drama. So we had a fairly small wedding. It was a very young wedding, full of a lot of friends, people our age, people that have been with us through the beginning of our relationship, obviously our lives together beforehand. And then my family flew in from New Zealand, which was great. And it was just really nice. It was a very nice evening. I won't get into all the vows and stuff, but we did get little vow books from Amazon, which I'll link below if anybody wants them, because I think they're really important. And I feel like there are some weddings that I've been to that have been like very religious, or like the vows are very standard and just sort of like subbed in. But I feel like having personalized vows really does, I don't know, it makes it feel like it's like your event. Having just standard vows, and like no shade to anyone that does that, but like that just wasn't for us. And we just felt like it wouldn't really exemplify, like, why are we getting married to each other? Like, why are all these people here, essentially? But now to the best part. Well, maybe not the best part, but one of the most exciting parts, which was the outfits. So I will just stand up as I do this. So I'll include some pictures, obviously, but this was my suit jacket that I wore. We ended up getting them custom done at Harry Rosen, which is a really nice menswear store in Canada. And on the inside there, it has our initials and the date, which is so cute. And we got to pick the fabric. I picked a Laura Piana fabric, which was actually like super exciting. So this cream with the silver pinstripes is very subtle, but it actually is so beautiful, and it's very lightweight with the cream sort of champagne interior, and then also the cream silk lapels. For the shirt, we went with Eton. This one has silver pinstriping as well, like glitter pinstriping, so it went really nicely with the shirt. And this is Robin's jacket. It's a beautiful sort of dark heather, indigo, purple base, paisley base, and then on the inside there, it just says it as well, with black lapels. His shirt is also Eton, and it's very subtle, but there is a bit of glitter in the shirt in this part here, but you can't really see it on camera. And then we just went with black tuxedo pants. I can make a separate video for those interested in custom suiting from Harry Rosen. I mean, it's super niche, but like if anyone wants that, I can do it. Overall, the process with them was very quick and efficient end to end. I actually knew one of the people that worked there, and he really helped us out getting all like the fabrics, the timelines, the fitting. We're ultimately really glad that we went with Harry Rosen, because they are sort of a premier menswear store, and they really took care of us. Obviously, these suits were quite expensive for what they are, the fabrics, etc., and the composition, and given that they are custom to our bodies, but we really wanted something that would be super well fitted, because this day was heavily photographed. Obviously, it's your wedding day, so you want it to be like, you want to look the best that you can look. So that's why we did that. We loved our outfits, we loved our looks, and it was nice because I was in cream and then he was in a darker suit when we were doing our ceremony, and then when we did the reception, we took the jackets off. I was in black and then he was in white, so it was a bit inverse, which is fun. The other piece, obviously the rings. So this is my engagement ring, the big one, and then the infinity sort of eternity band is my wedding ring. It's a really nice set in 18 karat yellow gold. So we went to Birks, another Canadian brand, especially now, side note, with all the Trump drama trying to attack Canada. As a Canadian, for my fellow Canadians, it's more important than ever to support Canada, to support Canadian. For my empathetic Americans, support Canadian as well if you can. Talk to your governors, talk to your senators, whatever it may be, stop that man. If you're a Trumper and you're watching this video, please, I don't know, don't. Basically, wedding bands, we went to Birks. This one was sort of custom made because I have man fingers and these are women's rings, but it doesn't really matter. And it has 17 channel set diamonds, which complement the 3 that I have here. They're exactly the same cut, color, whatever it may be. We ordered it in June. Robin got a different ring. Robin went through Damiani. That was a whole freaking nightmare. We talked about it on our podcast, which I'll link below. But essentially, it took from May to December to get this damn ring. It took 7 months when our initial proposal or whatever was 3 months. So like that was a bit crazy. So if you're looking at getting custom rings or getting something that's made for you, definitely do them out longer. Our whole end-to-end process from like getting engaged to married was actually only 14 months, which for some is very short, for some is longer. But ultimately, we're glad that we booked the venue first when we did, because we booked it in at 2023 pricing and obviously got married in 2025. There was still quite a bit of a backlog from COVID, and I feel like there has been, but I'm glad we booked when we did because obviously we got some extra goodies and we paid 2 years below what the current asking price is. So definitely book it in advance. It was a small wedding. In total, it was around 80 people. Not too big, not too small, perfect amount. The DJ was great. It was basically like you're at a gay club for the whole night, which is obviously amazing. We also had some extras like a photo booth, which was super fun. I won't include any photos from, or I'll include maybe like 1 or 2 photos from that just so you can get an idea. But that was super fun. We had it for 2 hours. We were going back and forth on whether we wanted like a party favor and like what that would be, like cookies, chocolates, a gift. But then we're like, you know what? We're spending all this money on a photo booth that prints out photos. That can just be our party favor. And people loved it. It was a smash hit. We got like 62 or 63 photos in 2 hours, which is basically a photo every 2 minutes, which is crazy. There was like basically a lineup. I felt like it was like truly an event, which I think you're like, your wedding should be. There are some people that prefer more like simple weddings. Ours was like sort of mid range, I would say, in terms of simplicity, but also it really blew away our expectations. We also received a beautiful hard-sided photo book with all of our pictures. You can see this is some of like from the event, from the day, all of our wedding party. So glad we got this too, just so we can look through with people. And yeah, if you have any questions about the wedding, if you're getting married, if like you want advice, in terms of advice, like I probably would have maybe a few things I would have done differently. The cake, that's the one thing at your wedding. You will not be really able to enjoy the food. So definitely make sure you prioritize eating because people will be coming up to you. Like it's obviously your wedding. You're the center. So we sat down and we were trying to eat and then we'd get up and we'd eat and get up and eat and get up and eat. And we didn't really get to enjoy like the desserts or anything. So I wish we prioritized that a little bit more, but it's so overwhelming for like an experience. Also, in terms of music, we could have tailored it a bit more to be a bit more broad for people. It was quite focused, I would say, on like early 2000s pop music. But, you know, it was a great vibe. People loved it. But overall, we probably could have added a bit more diversity for some of the older folks. And then in terms of like gifts or anything like that, we didn't really have a registry. We just wanted money for our honeymoon, which we have booked and we're going in a few weeks. So I'll do a pack with me soon explaining the trip and also maybe show some clips once we get back from it. I do. When we're actually on the trip, I don't want to be like really on my phone. We're going to Fiji and Australia, which I'm so excited for. So yeah, that's the wedding in a nutshell. I feel like it's really rambly. I'm probably missing a bunch of stuff, but if you have questions, let me know. Honestly, it was such an incredible day. It blew all of our expectations out of the water, and it was just a really beautiful day to celebrate us and like our love for each other and all of the love that we got from all of our friends and family that were present to celebrate with us. And it was like literally the best day ever. So I used to think when people were like, oh my God, it's the best day of your life. I was like, yeah, sure. Like it's your wedding. Like calm down. But now that I've done it, I'm sort of like, okay, you know, like maybe they're right. Maybe it is the best day of your life in some respects. So that's my video. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.